see. I don't know, I mean, I haven't had much time to reflect, to be honest, man. I've just been trying to get through each day and learn each install. So far for me, my biggest thing is just to be able to look back at the end of each day and say that I corrected one thing or got better at one thing each day. And hopefully, when I go over the film or I take my notes at the end of the day, I usually take notes on what I should correct or my point of emphasis for that, of what to correct on, like the very next day. Hopefully by the end of that day, it's my list is shorter and shorter of things I have to work on, to where it's almost nothing.
What's going on, Lions fans, and welcome to another episode of the Lions Den. I'm your host, Herman Moore, former wide receiver of the Detroit Lions, now beat writer for the Lions Den. And man, do we have a show for you guys today. We're going to talk about the Lions' last two games, Week 8 and Week 9, against the Steelers and the Packers. We got highlights from those games, as well as some roster moves that the Lions made these last couple weeks. And we'll kind of look at the rest of the schedule and kind of predict how our Lions are going to do the rest of the way. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it and take a look at the rest of our 2017-2018 schedule. So as you can see, we got our Lions sitting here at a solid 1-5 going into our bye week. We've been struggling. We all know this is going to get even harder without Matthew Stafford headed into Week 8 with the broken collarbone. We got to take on the Steelers, the Packers, the Browns. We got a tough stretch of games here without our fearless leader, Matthew Stafford. Brad Kaya, he's got to step up. He's got to help lead these teams to victory. And I'm sure you guys heard him in the opening there talking about his progress throughout the preseason and now getting ready for some real live action. He'll be making his first start against the Steelers, so we are very excited, but also a little bit nervous as Kaya wasn't supposed to get any playtime this year. He was supposed to just be the backup for Stafford, and obviously, in case of an injury, he would hop in and play, and that's exactly what we have here. We did last week sign Brandon Allen, another quarterback off the Raiders practice squad, and him and Kaya have kind of been competing all week in practice over this bye week. Kaya knew the playbook better. He's got not as good of arm strength, but he's a little more accurate passer than Allen is, and the Lions felt comfortable with him. He is a rookie. So this will be his first career start, and let's kind of see what he's made of. See if he is going to be something we can work with in the future, or we'll definitely find out what we got in Brad Kaya here. Well, let's go ahead and move on here and check out some trades the Lions made before their Week 8 matchup with the Steelers. We made 3 trades. The first one you can see here, we sent our cornerback Nevin Lawson, who was actually our starting corner. We went ahead and sent him to the Chiefs for a second-round pick. Lawson was in a contract year. He's only 5'9", just not the type of corner we're looking for. We're also looking to get younger, so adding a second-round pick was huge for us. We wish Nevin all the best. He spent a good amount of his time here with the Detroit Lions. The second deal, we sent our 20-year-old second-round pick cornerback Teez Tabor to the Panthers. We ended up getting back this year's second-round pick and a next year's second-round pick for him. Tabor is awesome, great kid. We drafted him in the second round for a reason, but just a little bit slow, doesn't have the size we'd want for somebody that's that slow, so we decided to move on from him. One of the guys that really makes both those trades possible is our 5th round pick we took in the draft was our cornerback Jamal Agnew out of San Diego. Agnew's got explosive ability, defensive playmaker. Look at the speed, you can see it there. His coverages are a little bit raw, but it's going to give us the rest of this year to let him be our number 2 corner behind Kevin King and kind of develop for the future. So we're really excited giving Jamal Agnew the start in CB number 2, and we'll see how the young guy can do. And then the final trade we made, we sent veteran D-tackle Haloti Ngata to the Patriots in exchange for a 3rd-round pick. Haloti was another one of those guys in a contract year. He's 35 years old, I think, and we didn't plan on re-signing him, so we figured we'd snag what we could for him, and the Pats came coming with a 3rd-round pick. But David Onyemata and Akeem Spence both are doing great on the D-line this year, so we're going to go ahead and keep those guys in at D-tackle and send Haloti on his way to the Patriots. And last look at some roster moves here before we jump to some game highlights. But we did sign 2 corners, Pierre Desir to a 1-year deal, and then a free safety Marcus Cromartie, who are actually going to switch to a corner. And then we went ahead and signed left guard Greg Robinson to a 4-year, $17.5 million deal. Greg's been playing awesome this year. He stepped in at the left guard position for us, making the transition from left tackle. We're really excited for what he can bring to the table. And let's go ahead and get into some Week 8 highlights against the Steelers. All right, our Week 8 matchup brought the 5-2 Pittsburgh Steelers to town to take on our Detroit Lions, with rookie quarterback Brad Kaya at the helm, making his first career start. So let's get right to some XCFL action. On the first drive of the game, Lions give running back Tevin Coleman the ball for an early for a big gain on second down, taking Steeler defenders with him. Next play, Brad Kaya's got 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to drop back, and Kaya is going to make his first mistake of the season. He's going to find T.J. Watt, the rookie linebacker for the Steelers, who's going to pick it off, and Steelers are in business. Following the INT, Big Ben's going to drop back and find tight end Jesse James for a big play, taking the ball inside the Detroit 10-yard line. James caught 7 balls for 64 yards on the day. 2 plays later, Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. And Bell is going to find his way into the end zone for the first of his 2 scores on the day, 7-0 Steelers. Kaya, later in the first, drops back to pass, hits Theo Riddick for a big play on third down with the halfback screen. Riddick would just not go down. 2nd and 9, Kaya in the shotgun here, 3 wide receivers to the left. He's going to drop back, and he is going to get sacked by the speedy linebacker Ryan Shazier. One of those 6 Steeler sacks we talked about earlier. Following play, 3rd and 19, Kaya's in the backfield by himself, and he is going to drop back, and this time is going to be Sheldon Richardson coming around for another big sack for that Steeler defense, Richardson's first sack of the day. Lions forced to punt, Steelers Akeem Hunt back to return, and Hunt is going to catch this punt and get the Steelers some great field position. Just running all over the place, and he's going to step out of bounds here at the 43-yard line of the Detroit Lions. 2 plays later, though, Big Ben in shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass and have all day to throw. Ben making reads. Oh, he made the wrong one. Paul Worlow with the very athletic interception. Plus the 15-yard face mask penalty. Lions. 2nd and 8, the Lions are going to line up an I formation and run a toss play to Tevin Coleman, who gets to the outside, gets a block from wide receiver Marvin Jones, and Coleman does the rest with a huge truck stick lower in the boom. But then the Pittsburgh pass rush got going again, with Casey Hayward breaking through the offensive line and laying out Brad Kaya, forcing a 3rd and 21. The Steelers pass rush was deadly all game long. 3rd and 21 here, Kaya drops back. Can't find anyone open, and boom, he is taken down for a second time by the former Jets, Sheldon Richardson, forcing another Lions punt. 4 minutes until halftime, Steelers line up, and a man that Steelers fans know very well, Terrell Suggs, make a big play in the backfield, which ended up forcing a Steelers punt there. 2 minutes to go, Lions football, 3rd and 7, still 7-0 Steelers, and Kai is going to find Golden Tate for a big play here, which was actually marked short of the first down. So we have 4th and inches, Lions forcing the Lions to punt. Sam Martin back to punt, or does he? It's a snap to fullback Will Johnson, who finds free safety Buda Baker, who breaks 1 tackle, and he is keeping the Lions drive alive. Lions showing a little trickery, but they are back in business here. Next play after the fake punt, Kai is going to find tight end Eric Ebron for a big gain all the way down to the Steeler 12-yard line. Ebron caught 4 balls for 47 yards on the day. Next play, Tevin Coleman in the backfield. Coleman's going to get the handoff from Kai here, and he is going to squeak to the outside for a big gain, moving the Lions down to the 3-yard line with under a minute to go before halftime. But the drive stalls, and the Lions are forced to settle for a Matt Prater field goal just before the half. So we'll get right into some second half action here. Steelers drive all the way down the field here. And Le'Veon Bell is going to say, "Hit the weight room, sir," and slide in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. 14-3 Steelers. We are going to jump here to the 4th quarter now. Steelers up 17-3. 4 minutes to go. Kai is going to hit his guy, marvelous Marvin Jones, for a gain. Jones leaves the game with an injury. Huge loss for the Detroit Lions. Later that drive, 2nd and 11. Kai is going to hit his guy. It ain't Silver, it's Golden Tate for a big gain down to the Pittsburgh 23. Lions are rolling here late, just under 3 minutes to go. Lions line up, no backs in the backfield, and Kaya is going to hit the speedster, Jakeem Grant, who has a huge gain, taking the ball down to the 3-yard line. Here we go, Lions. 1 play later, from the 1-yard line, Kaya is going to throw an absolute dot to his guy, Eric Ebron, for a touchdown on the corner route. 17-10 Steelers. Lions defense comes up big and forces a Steeler punt, so now we got 2nd and 10, minute 40 on the clock. Kaya hits Golden Tate for a huge gain, putting the Lions in business just at midfield here. 1 play later, Kai is going to be in the backfield. He's going to find his guy, Eric Ebron, making another diving catch, putting the Lions in business down at the 20-yard line. Tick, 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 tick. Hurry up offense for the Lions. And they are rushing to the line of scrimmage. Coleman's in the backfield by himself. Kai is going to take the snap, hand the ball to Coleman, and he is going to do the rest. From 20 yards out, we are all tied up at 17. Here we go. Lions end up getting the ball back. 7 seconds to go in the game. Kaya drops back, and he has his guy. Oh, he just overthrows Golden Tate. Would have put him in field goal range. A potential game-winning field goal for Matt Prater, but it's a no. 4th down. Kaya's just going to chuck this one up, and it is going to be tipped and picked off. Luckily, the defender trips, falls, dives, whatever you want to call it, and we are headed to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. In overtime, Lions get the ball to start, and Coleman is going to explode for a big gain. Coleman had 21 carries for 95 yards on the day. A huge day for Tevin Coleman. Running hard all game long. We got a big third down here. Kai is going to drop back, and he is going to find his sure-handed wide receiver, Golden Tate, for a third down conversion to keep the drive alive. Ball on the 27-yard line, and Kaya is going to hit his guy, Eric Ebron, again to set up what would be the game-winning Matt Prater field goal as time expires. Here we go. Prater drops. It's ball on the 6-yard line. Nice, easy kick, and Prater is going to squeak it right in that left upright. And Kaya and the Lions offense don't even let the Steelers touch the ball in overtime. What a game. What a debut by young Brad Kaya, who threw for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions on the day. But he does, most importantly, come away with that first career win. You can see the box score here. Kaya 193, 1 touchdown. Coleman ran for 95 yards and a score. Ebron had a big day. Worlow with the interception. But most importantly, Lions 20, Pittsburgh 17. All right, with the Lions snagging their second win in Week 8, we turn now to their Week 9 matchup against the 3-4 Green Bay Packers. The Lions looking to keep the momentum rolling, while Green Bay is fresh off their bye week. Here we go. First play of the game. Brad Kaya is going to drop back and hit his fellow rookie Kenny Galladay for a 16-yard gain down to the 41-yard line. A rookie-to-rookie connection there. The following play, Kaya's going to drop back, and he's going to run a quick screen pass to Tevin Coleman, who has some blockers, breaks the tackle, he stumbles, gains 14 yards on the play. Quick start for the young Lion quarterback. Later that drive, 3rd and 12, receiver in motion. Ball is snapped, Kaya pumps, and he is going to throw it deep to Golden Tate, who makes an amazing oh, he dropped it. What would have been a touchdown. Huge mistake there for the sure-handed Golden Tate. Lions forced to punt. Ensuing Packers possession. Rodgers going to make an adjustment. He is going to go to his go-to guy, Randall Cobb, and Cobb is going to make the safety miss. A quick stutter there, and Cobb is off to the races. And Cobb will take the ball down to the 1-yard line. What a play to get it going for the Green Bay offense. One play later, Packers line up on the 1. Draws the guy outside, play action. Rodgers finds Richard Rodgers for an easy, uncontested touchdown. Green Bay up 7-0. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Tevin Coleman's going to take the handoff and has a little daylight, lowers the shoulder for a massive truck stick. Coleman running hard early for the Detroit offense. Later that drive, Kaya play fakes, and he fakes out no one as middle linebacker Blake Martinez forces a fumble, and the fumble is recovered by former Lion DJ Hayden. And here we go. Packers take over on offense. We have 3rd and long. Rodgers is going to survey the field, and he is going to let it go, and it is picked off by middle linebacker Jared Davis. Lions defense comes up big. Following drive, Kaya empty backfield. He drops back. He's going to let it go for tight end Eric Ebron, who makes a great catch, taking it down to the Green Bay 18-yard line. Big catch from Eric Ebron. A few plays later, Kaya's going to snap the ball. It is going to be Kaya to Ebron again, this time for a quick touchdown, and we are all tied at 7. Ebron with 3 catches for 60 yards on the day. Lions force a Packer punt. Take over 2 minutes left. Play action. Kaya looks deep for Marvin Jones. It's up there. Jones makes a spectacular catch and scores. Touchdown Lions. 57-yard touchdown bomb. Play was later challenged. Jones is marked down at the 2-yard line, so 2 plays later, Tevin Coleman is going to slide into the end zone untouched, making it 14-7 Lions with 1:30 to go in the first half. However, Aaron Rodgers responds by driving his team down the field, rolling out to the right and throwing a bullet on the run to tight end Martellus Bennett for a touchdown just before the half. We have a 14-14 ball game, folks. However, second half was all Detroit. Kaya drops back, surveys the field, finds Jones again. Jones is going to take this one all the way down to the Packer 5-yard line. A few plays later, Kaya's going to find Marvin Jones again, this time for a 1-yard touchdown. And we have a touchdown Lions, making it 21-14. 1:30 to go in the third. Green Bay football. Rodgers is going to roll out to the right again. He has all day to throw. He's going to let it loose for Randall Cobb. But a huge play is made by former Packer cornerback Kevin King. King was locking down all game long against his former team. Packers force a punt. Last few seconds of the third, Kai is going to find that man again, Marvin Jones, for a huge play down to the Green Bay 32-yard line. Jones caught 4 passes for 118 yards on the day. Fourth quarter, same drive, Kai drops back and hits his trusty, sure-handed tight end, Eric Ebron, for a big gain. Keeping the drive alive. Second down, Kai drops back. Packers bring the heat. Linebacker Nick Perry gets in there and takes Kai down for a big loss, forcing a 3rd and long for the Lions. Next play, that 3rd and long, Kai surveys the field, finds Golden Tate for a big pitch and catch down to the 1-yard line, and more importantly, a first down. However, drive would stall. Lions settle for a Matt Prater field goal. 24-14 Lions, just under 4 minutes to go. Packers would look to start the comeback here. Rodgers does what he does best, rolling out to the right, sending it deep again to Randall Cobb, but this time former Packer safety Josh Jones comes up and lays the wood, forcing an incomplete pass. That would do it. Lions had a late Prater field goal to go up 27-14, and that would be the final. Very tough loss for the Green Bay Packers. Lions did what they wanted to do and shut down running back Ty Montgomery. The Lions come away with their second straight win, second straight game. Brad Kai has led them to a win, and we can take a look at the box score right here. You see Kaya, 276, 2 touchdowns, no picks, very efficient game for him. Coleman ran for 81 and a touchdown. Marvin Jones, the big go-to receiver there. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the upcoming schedule. So Lions are currently sitting at 3-5 with their next game coming up against the Cleveland Browns, which should be a very tough game. That the Browns are rolling this year. And then they'll end up moving on and taking on the Chicago Bears, another NFC North matchup. That'll be a very interesting game to watch and really have some implications for how the division's going to look. Then let's go ahead and take a look here at the NFC North standings. You can see the Vikings hold a 1-game lead over the Packers and the Lions. Vikings sitting at 4-4, while the Lions and Packers are sitting at 3-5. Obviously, the Lions own the tiebreaker over the Packers because they just beat them head-to-head. Then you got the Bears sitting down there at 2-6. By no means out of it. This division is completely up for grabs. You can kind of see the Lions struggled early, giving up a ton of points. They've allowed 244 points against, but they also lead the division with 215 points scored. That Vikings defense only giving up 190 points so far through 8 games. So the Vikings team will be tough. They took down our Lions already once, and I know the Lions will get a shot at them, I think, in 3 weeks. Looking for a little revenge there, and it could be a huge game to kind of help decide how this division is going to look, heading down the stretch towards playoff time. So we'll have to sit back, grab some popcorn, everyone chill out, and let's see how this NFC North race finishes out. Hopefully we can get some teams over 500 and really make a run in the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the second episode of the Lions Den. We really hope you guys enjoy yourselves and like this new format we're going to kind of roll with. We're going to try to use 2 games, so 2 weeks of the franchise, and then we'll put out a new episode. So we got some highlights for you guys. We don't want to make them too long, but just enough to kind of show everybody what's going on, what the Lions are up to, moves we might be making as we get closer to the draft, prospects we might have our eye on. Don't want to give away too much information, but we'll see. We'll do what we can. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, following along. If you got any questions, any comments, leave them down below. Let me know if you got anything you want to see or any moves you think I should make. That'd be great. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Herman Moore, and I am out of here.